cents. He's been well tried. Oscar Warrior's had good support, has been very solid. There's only 20 cents between the pair and the ring. And then we go out another 50 cents to Perfect Paradise. Specialist on the Tate, short 370. Oscar Warrior number 7, 540 is comparable, a bit better the TAB. 4 Perfect Paradise, a bit better the Tate, $6.20. Moa Man, short the Tate, 470. He's eased out 250 on track. And then we go down to, given a chance in the race there is Space Age. And number 8 reads out at around 11.30, a bit better on the TAB. Oscar Warrior Specialist best back runners with Perfect Paradise. The blower has been Moa Man. Favourite on track is Oscar Warrior. New favourite has just firmed in 40 cents, just in front of Specialist. Only 20 cents between the pair. A margin of 70 cents to the next line of betting, headed up by Perfect Paradise. Very strong betting race. A lot of money on the Tate and the ring for the running of race 7, due in 3 minutes.
All right, Terry. OK, they're getting around to the start. And we're less than an hour away start for the running of the feature event on the card. That is the Rowley Mile. And it's now 380 about Specialist. Then you've got Moa Man. That's Moa Man in picture. Ran a very good race in the all-age stakes against Sunline when he led them up that day. He's at 470, goes over the mile today. Oscar Warrior also raced in that particular event and finished a very good 6th. And he's on the 3rd line at 530. Perfect Paradise, who's been carrying big weights around and is in terrific form. But today he's at $6.20. Space Age, getting on in years, but still racing pretty well at 11. And then Huge Demand, Brave Prince and Crop making up the top 8 for the Rowley Mile. And runners are getting around to the start there. OK, won't be long before we take you back to Terry. Sidekick at the Sunshine Coast, $7 and $2 over Danisky and Electa Song. 23.70 was the Quinella, and the trifecta there of 613, $217 after the running of race 7 at the Sunshine Coast. OK. Still a few stragglers getting around to the start there for the running of the Rowley Mile. It won't be long before they get them all around there and we start the 7th on the card. Of course, Twilight Racing will happen tonight too. Hobart Twilight Pacing, Wangaratta as well tonight, and Leeton Twilights as well, and the Sale Twilight Dogs. Not to mention, of course, the racing from Hong Kong, from Sha Tin, 5 o'clock, 5:35, 6:05, and at 6:40 you'll see the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth II Cup featuring Universal Prince. In the meantime, the runners start to get set now for the Rowley Mile at Hawkesbury. Now let's take you back to Terry.
Old Troubadour just arriving at the start. Favourites on track equally, Specialist and Oscar Warrior. On the TAB Specialist, 390, Oscar Warrior, 530. Moa Man short on the Tate at 480. There's been money for Brave Prince. Further money, Specialist. He's been heavily tried late. 390. It's now comparable on the TAB. He's come in on track appreciably in the last couple of minutes. Now, Crop about to move in. Bold Troubadour to come up. Here's Crop. Crop moving in. Feature race, the Nature Vet Rowley Mile. Bold Troubadour on screen, yet to move up. Specialist, heavily back favourite, on track in front of Oscar Warrior. And Moa Man, there's been money for Perfect Paradise, who's the 3rd elect on track in front of Moa Man. Money for Brave Prince. So the heavily back favourite is Specialist at 380. Moa Man 480 short the Tate. Oscar Warrior has been well tried, 530. Likewise Perfect Paradise, $6.30. And Brave Prince has been well tried on track late, and he's at around the $12 mark. Terrific line-up for the running of the Nature Vet Rowley Mile. Adamantly for Gay Waterhouse winning the race over Vel Suntas for John Hawkes, finishing 2nd last year. They're set to go. Specialist moving about. Starter had a final look down the line, picks up the button, go there racing. Bold Troubadour, Crop fast away. Huge Demand began well, so too did Space Age, and there's Oscar. Oscar Warrior booting up on the inside as Crop leads Oscar Warrior after a couple of 100 metres. Bold Troubadour settles 3rd. Moa Man 4th defence. 3/4 Space Age, then Perfect Paradise, Huge Demand. Let's Compromise, Brave Prince, and last of all is Specialist. Heading up to the 1200 metres mark, Crop outside of Oscar Warrior. Oscar's fired up, he wants to run. Crop's going clear of him, leading by a length, moving up Bold Troubadour. Moa Man's in a good spot, 4th, 2 away Space Age. Perfect Paradise a little worse than centre field. 2 lengths Huge Demand and a truly run Rowley Mile. 2 lengths away Brave Prince, then Let's Compromise. Specialist a further 2 astern last. He's 10 lengths away from Crop, who's clear. Coming down the side, 800 metres to go. Crop by a length and a half. Oscar Warrior still pulling. Mower Man's getting right up on his inside, but momentarily got chopped out as Bold Troubadour whipped around them and now went to the front. Perfect Paradise looms up to 5th. 2 away Space Age. Huge Demand, Let's Compromise, Brave Prince. G Specialist is a long way back. He's 10 to 12 off the lead and is giving them a mighty start. Crop on the bend, 400 metres out in front. Bold Troubadour's being slapped up and Crop is out full of running. Coming to the outside, Oscar Warrior from Mower Man. Perfect Paradise called upon and Specialist back near the inside looking for a run. Crop's in front. Oscar Warrior's a length away. Perfect Paradise can't reach them at the moment. Huge Demand down the centre and Mower Man coming through. Here's Huge Demand after Crop. Perfect Paradise goes with Huge Demand. Perfect Paradise burst through, grabbed the lead and won it. Perfect Paradise has beaten Huge Demand and Crop. Mower Man 4th from Let's Compromise. Oscar Warrior Specialist, never a show. Well back Space Age, then Brave Prince and Bold Troubadour last in. Looked to be struggling for a stride or two as they straightened up Perfect Paradise, but he's flattened out strongly at 660 and 240 to beat Huge Demand, who looked a real winning chance at about the 150, 320, and Crop running a bold race at 540. 4-3-11. Time for the race, 1:34.60. Race record, 1:33.88. Home, 34.46. Truly run race, and Alan Robinson getting the best out of this horse. Gee, David Throsby's done a great job with him. Rejuvenated this horse. He is absolutely flying. Probably should have won the Country Cup at Randwick last time out during the Carnival. He got back worse than centre field. Just struggled a bit coming around the corner. Huge Demand went by him at about the 200 metres mark, but he was able to lift up a clog, and he's come on to win it well from Huge Demand, ridden by Darren Beedman, Graham Rogerson and Crop, Rod Quinn, Clary Connors. He scored by a long neck at the death, half length, second and third. A long neck by a half length. Horse had made a bit of a name for himself at a Queensland Winter Carnival just a few years back, and he's found his best form this time in. And the luxury at 57.5, you say a luxury, it's a big weight, but he's been carrying the grandstand with 64.5 and 62.5 at his last couple of runs. The dividends on the Tate, $6.60 and $2.40, number 4, Perfect Prince. Second to number 3 at $3.20, that is Huge Demand. Number 11, Crop, at $5.40. Fourth in the race went to number 2, that being Mower Man. Number 2 running fourth. Quinella 44.80, Exacta $120.90. Trifecta $883.10, and the Daily Double Special dividend $5.30. Repeating number 2, Mower Man finishing fourth. Gee, Specialist, what happened to him? He was 3 lengths away last. I don't think anyone expected him to be back last. First 4, $3,468.70 after a very, very exciting nature vet, Hawkesbury Rowley Mile. Perfect Paradise, Alan Robinson, David Throsby winning the $75,000 contest from Mower Man. Rather Huge Demand, I should say, Darren Beedman and Crop. Rod Quinn finishing third, a long neck a half after the running of the Rowley Mile.
Well, thanks, Terry. Yeah, he's certainly appreciated drop in weight. Although carried 57.5, he's been carrying bigger weights than that around lately, and today he was just too good for them. And a nice ride by Robbo to get home over Huge Demand and Crop. So that's race 7 on the card, the feature there at Hawkesbury. 1 to go there. Now, that protested clear has been dismissed.